Okay, so now we are live and
Yeah. There is a delay of about 10, 15 or 20 seconds, I see.
okay.
That's why I understood.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Oh, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And right, so we have Nitin saying good morning, Venu sir. Good morning,
Good
Rajesh sir.
morning.
We are not sir, right?
Yeah.
I welcome you all. Thank you for joining us. And all those who have joined, please just drop a hi, and we'll know that who has joined us. And we'll be starting the session in another minute or so. The session was scheduled at 10:30, but I'm sorry, I actually had to go somewhere, and I got late, and that is why the session we are starting now at 11:15. So thank you everyone who is joining us today. We have with us a very good friend of mine, Mr. Venu Gopal. We know each other for the last more than 8 years, and we have met many times. Venu Gopal is a brand enthusiast. He's in PMT from last many years. He's handling 100 crore plus brand. He has given a lot of brand presentations, has done many innovative campaigns in the pharma industry, and has won a lot of accolades for his brand presentation skills. So I think he's one of the best person to talk about the topic of brand plan. What is a brand plan, and what is the basic of a brand plan? And because it's a topic which is supposed to be known by all of us, but irony is that nobody teaches us that what is actually a brand plan, and nobody talks about what is the flow. So ये ऐसी चीज है which has been passed on from from like generations to generation in the product management, but nobody's actually teaching us. For somebody like Venu or for me who are not from Narsi Monjis or any of these colleges, we are B Farm MBA graduates, and then to come and to work in small organizations, and nobody is there to teach us what is actually a brand plan. And then when we go for interviews, they ask us what is brand plan. So whatever we learn from our practical experience. We learn from seniors, from other people, from field staff, and then we incorporate. And after many years, we understand that what is actually a brand plan. So Venu is here. He will talk about all this. Thank you, Asim. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Bhavesh, thank you. Good morning for joining us. Dhanabal, Mahesh, good morning to all. Thank you. And uh, Sagar More, good morning. Rajneesh, good morning. Good morning, Sagar. Thank you. So Venu, I think it's over to you now. And
Yeah, fine.
yeah, please.
So, good morning, friends. Good morning, everyone. So, this is the first time, this is the fourth time we are meeting virtually. So,
Yes. Okay, I think Venu has dropped out again. Uh, no issues. I'll just get in touch with him. Yes, Venu, I think we don't need to go for a slideshow on the brand plan. We'll
that's
go
why.
slide by slide.
So, just a second. So, this
Hi,
Shift
Ala.
F5 is one of the thing.
No issues.
So, this is the problem if you have.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yeah, Venu, please.
Yeah, 1 second, 1 second. Rajneesh, I'm not able to see my slides screen. Sorry for that. Rajneesh, you are not audible.
Just share again. Open the slides. Open the slides.
Yeah, open the slides.
Okay.
Slides are open. I'm clicking on the share screen, but this tab of my slides are not coming in this.
No, if you if you can just mail me, I'll open the slides from here.
Okay, fine then. Just give me some time.
So once again, thank you all for joining us. Like I can see a lot of people who have joined us, and so this initiative we started because, like I told you that a lot of things in brand management is not taught, and we learn it through our experience. We learn it through our interactions with the field staff, with our colleagues, with our friends in different companies, or with known people. So this platform is to ensure that whatever we know, I'm not saying whether it is right or wrong, but whatever we know, we should share. Once we share, we come to know a lot of things, and if you already know, then it is kind of a refresher for all of us. So we have had some excellent sessions by Mr. Sagar, by Mr. Parth, by Ms. Rubina, and they were on finance, they were on stock market, they were on brand playbook. So today we have one topic on brand building, what is brand plan actually, and I'm sure you will all appreciate this session today.
I shared Rajneesh.
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm able to share you now.
Okay. Yes.
Okay,
Right. Yes, we know. So I think we'll go ahead.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah, we can start the presentation. Sorry
Sure.
guys, sorry for the technical thing, and good morning everyone. First of all, thanks for Rajneesh for asking me to take this topic on brand and basics. As Rajneesh rightly mentioned, this is the fourth webinar thing which we are doing in our Learn and Grow series from the PFD Learning India. So of course, there are four excellent speakers we had on various topics, brand management and financial management and everything. So today I'm going to discuss on very basic aspects to focus while we are preparing a brand plan. Okay, so brand plan is not a new thing for any one of you or any one of us. So it is very old thing and we are doing since ages. But just to refresh a kind of thing, we are planned this series of brand plan, the basics. So before starting my presentation, I just want you to think on these three questions. What is brand? What is branding? And what is marketing? What is the difference between these three things? So let us go back to our basics. So you must have seen this green board and a white chalk and an eraser in our college days, right? So we are not going to deep dive into each and every aspect we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss, of course, whatever we are going to discuss, there are various things or a lot of metrics and analytics you have to understand from your internally or externally, external environment and everything. So if you have any questions during the session, just leave in the comment box of the Facebook live streaming. We will answer in the end. So let's quickly jump into the and see what's there in the basket. Okay. Before starting my presentation, I just wanted to ask each one of you, what is a brand plan? Why we do a brand plan, right? So the brand plan is an element of the brand management for dictates your approach on how your brand should go into the market, into the customer's mind. Essentially, it is a long-term plan for the development of a successful brand in order to reach its a specific goal. Maybe it is a qualitative or a quantitative objectives set for your brand. Okay, so Before starting, our entire presentation focuses on these elements which are very, very basic. So any brand plan has to answer five simple questions, not more than five simple questions. Whatever we are doing, it is only for to answer these five simple questions to our customers, to our management, and for our brand and for ourselves. Okay. So our entire presentation focuses on these five simple questions. Where could we be? Where are we? Why are we here? And how can we get there? And why do we need to do? Okay, these are the five simple things which you are going to see in the coming slides. If you answer these questions, you will find the answer. Example, if you see where could we be, so you will find the answers of your purpose, goal, vision, mission in your brand plan. Okay, so where are we? Situation analysis. So it's like you should know where are we currently, where is your brand, where is your brand is getting, and what is my brand, what is my brand is offering currently. So what are we, why are we here? So your brand must be having some pain points. So we need to address those key issues in our brand plan compulsorily. How can we get there? Of course, it is a one major important component which we have to cover and which we are working. That's why we have been paid for by our organizations. What do we need to do? So of course, okay, strategies is okay, fine. So what do we need to do? I have an excellent strategy in my mind and I explained very well about the strategy. But how we are going to execute and how we are going to monitor about that. Okay, these are the very basic and very vital which we feel that a brand plan should consist of. So let us see where could we be. What is the purpose, goal, or a vision a brand should have? So how many of you say brand vision and brand mission are same? So just leave in the comment box. Okay. So go little out of the presentation, and when we started on our initial days, or many of the pharma, I mean many of the fresh graduates from the pharma to the industry. So if I remember correctly, your brand vision may be in your brand plans like to be a 100 crore brand, right? And your brand mission may be to increase the market share by 10% in coming 1 or 2 years. This is the typical brand plan which we used to see in our earlier days. I'm talking about 6, 7, or 8 years back when I used to do brand plans, or many freshers used to do the brand plan. So if you see, a brand plan is always, brand vision is always foresees the future, where your brand should be in the future. So that should be the brand vision. And brand mission is what you are doing currently, okay, to meet your, to reach your brand vision. So brand mission is the component of brand mission is the component of brand vision, but both are not same. Both are not same. So vision and mission statements are closely connected, that some businesses believe that they are the same thing. Okay. When you launched a brand, okay, there are many of the brands in the Indian pharmaceutical market. It's not for Aceclofenac, it's not only one brand. It's for Glimepiride, it's not only one brand. For each and every molecule, there are plenty of brands, right? There are plenty of brands. Sorry. There are plenty of brands for each and every molecule. But one thing you need to understand is why you launch your brand, why you launched it, what difference you are going to bring to the particular molecule or the therapy with your brands. There are many of the brands out there, and how you are going to make difference. What is the purpose of the brand in your company? So mission is what you are trying to do now to see your brand in the future. Okay. So this is the one thing. So brand vision, purpose, brand vision is the purpose and identity and the mission of your brand, and where your company is heading and what you aspire to do with your brand. Okay. So typically a brand vision, as I said in the my earlier slides. So what should be the time frame to see foresee your brand in the brand vision? Okay. Is it 100 years, 50 years, 25 years, 10 years, or 5 years? So brand vision is for typically how many years we have to put this brand vision. So if you ask me, the right answer would be your brand. You should put a brand vision for your brand typically for 5 years to 10 years, not more than that. Okay. So let us try to understand by seeing the examples of various things which are in our pharmaceutical industry. Let us see this Novartis company, as I've taken this from the Novartis corporate website. If you see the brand vision, the company Novartis is nowhere talking about the numbers. They are nowhere talking about their market share. If you see, they are talking about what their brands are trying to do with their humanity, to the humanity, what they are aspire to do. That is the brand vision of Novartis. And if you see the brand vision, our mission is to discover new ways to improve and extend people's lives. This is an example for an organization for the brand vision and brand mission. Brand mission is simple, what you are doing in the current year to see your brand in the future. That is to reach your brand vision or your brand goal. And brand vision is simply what your brand is trying to do the difference in the market. That is brand vision. If you take an example for a brand, okay, to this may be an example. This need not to be your brand vision, but this is an example of brand vision, how it should be. It should be qualitative, and it should be quantitative, and it should be specific, and it should be measurable, what you are trying to communicate about with your brand vision. So let us see, a brand XYZ brand is there. Their brand vision is to establish XYZ brand as a choice, brand of choice in ABC category, as the main choice of treatment in the so and so condition, with the support from across the specialties, and increase the market share from 8 to 18% from the current market share of 10% in the time frame of 25, 5 years. This should be your, whatever the brand vision you are talking about, it should be very specific to your brand, and it should be qualitative, and it should be measurable. It's not like that I want to make my brand as a 100 crore brand. It should not be the vision. There is no time frame how we are going to achieve that 100 crore brand. There is no 100. There is no time frame or qualitative or quantitative objective of the brand. Okay, so this is how, or this may be an example of a brand vision how it should be. So this is the second thing which we are going to see is, where are we? Situational analysis. This is the very important step in the brand plan. If you are not aware about this element, what is happening in your brand, it literally means that you don't know that what is happening in your own house. Okay, you should know how you are getting the business, from where you are getting the business, why you are not getting the business. So various aspects you have to understand and analyze in this particular step, that is called situation analysis. Understand everything connected to the business. Everything means literally everything. You may be operating in glimepiride metformin market, okay, but you should not only see the 2500 crore market. You should see about the whole category of sulfonylureas, or you have to see whole about gliptins, the market. So you have to understand everything connected to the business, including the category which you are operating, and the customers you should know, and the competitors, and the channels, and finally your brand. So if you see the category, what I'm talking about, the category is, category performance is the factors impacting the category growth. Okay, your Let me take an example because I'm from the diabetes background. I can give you more examples from the diabetic background. Okay. So if you see a category performance, if you see sulfonylureas and metformin, they ruled the market once upon a time. Maybe 5 years back or 6 years back, there were the market leaders and sulfonylureas metformin combination, out of which glimepiride and metformin is the maximum market share of about 2,500 plus crores. They used to grow about 15, 20% and 25%. But the entire sulfonylurea metformin market is skewed to single digit market. So because of various changes in the diabetes, which is coming uh, into the diabetes market, you have to understand the pest analysis or macro analysis and micro analysis to put into the very simpler things. Okay, so what is happening in the other related categories that could impact your own category? Okay, so and if you see the competitors, you may be a number 5 brand or number 6 brand or number 1 brand. Okay, look at your closest competitor. If you are number 5 brand, you just see the closest competitor, what number 6 and number 7 are doing and number 4 is doing. So what is their positioning, what is there in their pipeline, what is their pricing strategy, who are their customers, and understand everything related to the, literally to say that, make a mini brand plan of your competitor. This is the one thing which you need to understand. So the channels, of course, you are doing business for your own organization. Your channel partners, like your retailers or stockists or super stockists, they are also doing their business. They are also wanted to grow their business as well. Understand what are the changes are happening in their business, what are the pain points of their business, and understand and try to answer those pain points to the customer, I mean to the channel partners, so that you can better leverage for your brand or your growth. So customer, if you see, define your customer target, understand your customer wants and needs, and see from the angle of a customer what your customer is thinking about your brand, how he is writing your brand, why he is writing your brand, understand his buying habits, why this particular doctor is writing for XYZ company the same combination and the same price, and why he is not writing to me. Understand these simple 2 3 questions about the customers, and you will understand better about the customer, which will give you the good objective for your brand. And ultimately, the brand is very important thing. It is not how you are seeing your brand. For a mother, his baby is always a good boy. Dawood Ibrahim mother also feels Dawood Ibrahim is a very good person. My child is a very good person, right? So if you see the brand, you have to understand the brand about the reputation of your brand from the consumers and customers point of view. Use the brand funnel data, marketing research data, marketing program tracking results, pricing analysis, distribution analysis, and financial analysis, and look about your internal health and wealth as well as your external. So you have to understand all these things about your brand while you are preparing a brand plan. Okay. So if you understand all these categories, consumers, customers, channel partners, category, and competitors, and about your brand, you should typically arrive into this 4 grid box. If you answer these simple questions, what is, how you are getting your business currently and how you are getting the growth of your brand. This is very important to understand. If you don't know where you are getting the business and how you are getting the business, it is very dangerous. You don't know, at the same time you don't know how you are going to lose the business also in future. Okay, it is very important who are the customer, which are the specialities, from which competitors I am able to take, and everything related about the existing business, how we are able to take the brand or existing business for your brand. And you also have to understand why and where, from where you are not getting the business and growth. Okay, this competitor is doing good in this particular category, in this particular state, but why I'm not able to grow as per the competition, the market growth is 100 or 25%, but my growth rate is only just 5%. So why it is not growing? You have to answer that why for your brand, why you are not able to do. You're supposed to refine some of the campaigns or strategies to the region specific or something you have to do, and understand and foresee the future, what could happen in the future, from where you can get the additional business for your brand. Okay, so it is not like your customer is writing 10,000 rupees business this month, and next year also he will give you the same 10,000 rupees, and the same customer may not give you 1 lakh rupee business also. Okay, but you have to understand and you have to see from which are the avenues are available for you to get the new business for the brand. And threats, of course, if I talk about the threats, one funny thing comes in my mind. In every brand plan we can see that impact on DPCO, impact on LLM, or any regulatory issues, right? So this is the one or two typical points we see in every points. But okay, it is one of the way it is okay, but you have to also understand how can you lose your business and shut your shop, and you can close your brand sales also. Okay, maybe your molecule or your combination is a very old in the market, maybe 15-20 years old, but there are new. Let me take an example, another diabetic example. Sulfonylureas and metformins are there in the market typically from last 20-30 years in the market. Okay, but if you there were the rulers at one point of time. If you see currently the gliptins, DPP4 inhibitors, and SGLT2s or GLPs or newer generation insulins are taking the market share, and the sulfonylurea metformin category itself is shrinking their business, and many of the smaller plants they close their this particular combination because with the emergence of gliptins and DPP4 inhibitors, DPP4 inhibitors and SGLT2 inhibitors. So this is how you have to foresee in the future what might be the threat for your brand. You have to foresee and you have to account it in this particular grid. This is not a rocket science what I am discussing. This is typically what we do in our brand plan, that is called SWOT, SWOT analysis. So, but these are the specific questions we need to understand from each and every grid of this particular box. So next important thing is key issues of your brand. What are the pain points of your brand? Okay, so you have to understand it very clearly why you are not able to grow your brand, why you are not able to occupy the mind share of your particular brand in the particular specialty. You may be getting good business or support from your consultant physicians or cardiologists or endocrinologists, but GP is also one of the good segment which you can contribute about 30-40% of your regular business. But you have to understand why your brand is not able to get on this particular key issues. So key issues is what is getting in your way from achieving your vision and goals, and deeply analyze and highlight what is driving and what is holding your brand, as well as the future risk and untapped opportunities. Issues or ask questions to provide the problem with strategic questions with the strategic solutions. So these are the simple some strategic questions you need to ask for your particular brand. So I see one of the question from Om Prakash Thakur. Can you please elaborate customers in your previous slide from drugs perspective? Sorry, Om, I'm not able to clearly get your question.
I think he's talking about, yes, he's talking about this slide, Venu. SWOT.
Okay, yeah. So this particularly how you are getting your existing business. Okay, you are getting a 10 crore rupee business for this entire financial year. Which are the specialities you are getting? Why he is writing? Why he is writing your particular brand? Is it because of the price? Is it because of the quality of your product? Or maybe some XYZ reason why he is prescribing your brand? So that's why he is continuously writing because of the relationship of your field force writing your brand. You have to understand this particular uh, grid, and at the same time You have to understand, maybe your one of the zone is weak, or maybe one of the state is weak, where your particular state is growing at 40% with this particular combination, but your brand is not able to grow even 5% or 10%. You have to understand why, which are the strategies you are not able to effectively implement by your field force, which are the specialities. Is something happening wrong with your strategy, what you have floated to your, or the campaigns what you have floated to your field force? You have to understand why you are not able to get the business from the particular zones or whatever it's say. And also you have to understand, you have to foresee the future, what are the opportunities for your brand to get the additional business, and what are the things you can lose your business. You have to foresee the future to understand this particular question. Okay, so these are the simple strategic questions you have to ask when you are going to do a brand plan. What is your current competitive position? What is your current position in the particular market? What is the core strength of your brand can win on others? How tightly your customer is connected to your brand? What is the current business situation your brand faces? So, if you see the first question, what is your current competitive position? Is it a Me Too brand? You're just going and promoting your particular brand with your visual ad open and discussing one or two points, or you're making some differentiation. Maybe you're promoting one particular combination, specific indication to the specific specialties. What is the differentiator? Let me give you one example here. So you all know about the popular launch of this teneligliptin molecule in this particular diabetes market. So everyone is focusing to the CP, GP, and everyone. But one company, which is an MNC company, that is called Abbott, they also launched this teneligliptin. But they are simply focusing on only one specialty, nephrologist, because some of the unique advantages of that particular molecule. Okay, they are not going, they are not throwing the stone in the dark. They are very specific. I don't want to be 100 crore brand. Okay, fine. I don't want to be get the good great sales for my brand. So I will focus only on one specialty. Are you making any difference? It's the same offering, same product, nothing different about your brand. Okay, but the way you want you to perceive your customer makes the difference. Or your rebel brand like Geo. Okay, so once that Geo launched into the market, many of the telecom operators shut their doors, right? So this is what you can see. So what is the core strength of your brand? Is your brand pricing is very cheaper than what is offering? Maybe the market is offering at 20 rupees per tablet and you're offering at 10 rupees. That's why your customer is writing your brand. Is it because of the quality of your brand he is writing? If I give this particular brand, I will get two short results. Let me take an example of amoxiclav. So if the patient is uncontrolled on various bacterial infections with some other coamoxiclav, so doctor simply write augmentin. So he is sure that if I give augmentin, this patient will be cured and he will not come back with the complaints. So is it because of the promise or the quality of your particular brand? He is writing your particular brand. And how tightly is your customer is connected? So this we will discuss a bit in the coming slides. Okay. In which phase your currently your brand is? Is it a new introduction, or it is a growth phase, or a matured brand? So where your currently your brand is in the this particular matrix. So you have to identify, let me give you one example on how to identify the key issues of your brand. Okay. Generally we do brainstorming meetings, right? Every year. You call representatives or area managers or regional managers or many of the people you are going to be calling to the various places, or you might be going to various places. So just leave in a comment section what you discuss generally in your brainstorming meetings. So for me, what I personally suggest is make some good friends, make good friendship with your field force, down from your representative till the state head or the national head. Of course, national head sits in the office maybe. So make good friends at each and every level and understand his pain points while promoting your brand to a doctor. Talk to them regularly and understand at the various hierarchies. So you will have some fair idea what is going good and what is going wrong with your particular brand. So by the way, where is your customer in the customer journey mapping? So this we will see in the my coming slides. So to understand the key issues which are impacting your brand growth, some of the questions or some of the thing you can do while you are doing your brand planning. Write all the things that are coming under way achieving your brand vision. Why you are not able to grow your brand? Write each and everything on a piece of paper. Discuss with your field force and understand what are the pain points they are having. List out each and everything. Don't miss each. It may be a silly thing, but write it down. Whatever your field force is telling, or while you are going to the field work, understand what your customer is telling about your brand. List out everything. List out every possible thing and narrow down the list to 3 to 5 things. Okay, so maybe your price. Okay, or quality. A doctor is telling that your price is very high compared to the competitor. Write it down. Or your quality is not up to the mark. Write it down. If I give, I'm supposed to give at least 4 or 5 tablets to my patient to reduce that particular so and so infection. So write it down and narrow it down to 3 to 5 themes, as I shown you in my the earlier slides. So once you narrow it down, write the top questions as an answers, and that sets the options for the strategy as the possible answers for your questions, for the your strategic questions. So the better the strategic question you ask, the better the strategic answer you get for your brand plan. Okay. So how can we get there? The strategies. How can we get there? So So let me understand, after seeing these logos, which brands you remember. So these are the two popular logos of the two particular brands. So after seeing these particular logos, which brands come to your mind? Just think. Rakesh Kumar Patro is asking how to identify customer insights and patients insights for a molecule as I'm handling limiprid, metformin, Voglibos triple combination. Okay, so it's a very good question, Mr. Rakesh. So this you have to understand. Go to the customer, why he is writing this particular combination. Why? Why he is writing your particular combination? That is the first thing you have to understand. Because in our particular pharmaceutical industry, the customer is the doctor. You have to understand, because whatever the doctor writes, that has to be taken by the uh, your patient. It may be your brand or some XYZ brand. Okay, understand from the customer why he is writing your Oglibos triple combination. Is it because he wants the triple combination, just because he is writing your Oglibos triple combination? Because other triple combination is your pioglitazone triple combination, where it is having some of the regulatory hurdles or some of the limiting parameters for that combination. That's why he is writing your Oglibos triple combination. You understand why your customer is writing your particular brand. Okay, and also I ask the doctor, what are the benefits you are getting with this Oglibos triple combination, what he is not getting with this particular triple combination of others or any other advanced therapies. Is it because of the price your brand is writing your brand? You understand from the customer point of view too. Okay, so as I see the answers for this particular slide, so Indigo and Nike, yes, without mentioning the name of the particular brand, by seeing the logo itself, we are able to identify this is as Indigo and this as a Nike brand. Okay, so that's how the strong brands are made. Okay, so for any strategy, the important thing is how you want to pursue your brand in your customer's mind. Okay, how you want to pursue your brand in the customer's mind. So accordingly, you have to define your positioning. So ultimately, it should make you to reach your vision. Okay, just I'll read out what is mentioned in the slide. Positionings are the very basis of the target specific messages. They inform the brand messaging. They are designed to move brand closer to the vision, and several may be needed over time to accomplish that goal. Different audience may require unique positioning. Okay, you all know about positioning. Okay, fine. Let me tell you. I see some of the marketeers, they often confuse with the positioning and a tagline. They interchange frequently. They say that positioning is the brand promise and brand promise is the positioning. But I feel it's a wrong thing to do. Brand positioning is simply to, I don't want to discuss a mode of marketing terminologies. I wanted to put it in a very layman language, stating that positioning is all about how you want your customer to think about your brand. Okay, I will give you one funny example. Okay, so we all follow Facebook. In recently, one of the Facebook post, I saw that during this lockdown period, in somewhere in the Western countries, they painted their donkey as horse. Okay, and they have taken the photograph, and they want you to believe that it is not donkey, it is a horse. Okay, so that is how the positioning is. So it may be your brand offering is some XYZ and you want you to think your customer as ABC. I'm not talking to two distinct things. Whatever is relevant for your brand and product. Maybe your particular brand in diabetes therapy. Okay. So your particular brand, like example, Oakley Boss triple combination, someone mentioned. So what you say is in this Voglibos triple combination, somebody is promoting for good glycemic control. Okay, let us say that is a positioning. When dual drug therapy failure, for good glycemic control, prescribe my XYZ brand. Okay, that is the positioning of one of the brand. So other brand for the same combination is stating that to control the high PPG levels in your patients, postprandial blood glucose levels patients, prescribe my brand. So it is very specific about the positioning. In which condition, in which indication you want to your customer to prescribe your particular brand. So what happens is when customer encounters such patient, he will remind your brand and he will he will pen your brand name on his prescription. Okay. So if you see the positioning of Indigo on time airlines. Okay, so I don't know, whenever I go Indigo, they start little early and they go on time. If the scheduled departure is 11 o'clock, they start their flight by 10:50 or 10:45 and they reach exactly at 12 o'clock maybe. Okay, so they say on time, but their on time departure is 11 o'clock and they start 15 minutes before and they go to on time. But what I'm trying to say is on time is their positioning. If you want to be on time for your work, prefer Indigo. That's what they are communicating about their positioning with you. Okay, so based on this positioning, they run several campaigns. Whenever you fly Indigo, you go to airport or you see follow their Facebook page, various flyers they design to re-emphasize that particular on time. Late is a four-letter word, so be on time. That's what the communication is. Time and again, they are the on time performers. Time and again, they are on time performers. So you can see the board of departures board, on time departures, on time arrivals. So that's how they want to re-emphasize their positioning in the customer's mind. Whenever you have an urgent meeting at 9 o'clock in Guwahati, let us say you want to fly from Bangalore, so you should not think of any other brand. Oh, if I go with Indigo, I will be on time. It's not guarantee that if you don't go with Indigo, I mean, yeah, if you are not going on time with Indigo, they will not going to refund your money, or they don't apologize you also. Okay, so they want to receive you Indigo as an on time performer. It's a very simple thing. A brand promise and a tagline or a punchline, typically we call the big picture idea behind your product or service or idea is articulated here. It's not about what you do or how you do it, but it's all about why you do what you do and why a potential customer should write your brand. The goal is to articulate why, 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 why your customer should write your brand. Okay, this is a simple thing. You have to, whatever maybe you are the brand offering, your brand offers good glycemic control, good cardiac protection, good renal protection, good microvascular complication, good macrovascular complications, whatever it may be. But you have to believe your customer a tagline like this. So I just given the brand promise of two different brands. Just mention in the comment section which brands punch brand promise are these. Just leave in the comment section. One is think different, another is the world on time. This particular brand promise is for which brands? So this is typically, as I see, one is Apple. They are known and their brand promise is think different. And other is FedEx, the world on time. If you give your parcel to FedEx, it delivers your parcel in the set time. So that's what your with your brand promise itself, your customer should identify your brand. Okay, so that's what about the brand positioning and brand promise. Okay, so this is the typical image you see in most of the brand plans. Okay, somebody is using for in this particular year I'm at this value, brand value, and this particular year for their brand growth they wanted to show this image, or various other purposes they wanted to use this image, or they wanted to create the milestones with images. But this is the typical image we see in most of the brand plans or any presentations, right? So typically I wanted to show with this particular image the customer journey, how it should be. I will project few stages of the customer journey. Just leave your in the comment section whether this arrangement is, the stages are right or wrong. I say number one is starter, and number two is a stranger, and number three is a regular prescriber, and number four is a loyal prescriber, and number five is a evaluator. Just leave in the comment section whether it is right or wrong. Okay, so before going into the particular slide, before going to show my answer, I would like to just touch upon your patient journey. Because of the advent of this particular internet, especially in this lockdown period, everyone is preferring the virtual consultations or telecommunication or telemedicines, whatever it is. So what happens before this also we see whenever we go to the field work in the particular doctor's chamber, Google posters. Somebody comes with a Google diagnosis or symptoms and say that this is what the brand you are supposed to prescribe. But for that, I've studied for 10 years to treat you. So just understand this. Typically, this is a patient journey we see in the for a doctor or a patient. So if you are focusing on this particular awareness or diagnosis condition, you are saying that you wanted to expand your market, you wanted to expand your brand's market expansion strategy, typically I would like to say. And if you're focusing in this particular thing, you wanted to increase the market share of your brand. This is the last is the after your patient is taking your particular brand for let's say 1 year or 2 years. So because some or the other reason doctor wanted to change or patient wanted to change the brand, it's typically you are focusing to improve the duration your brand with a particular doctor or the patient. Okay, so typically you have to understand at what stage your customer is using your brand. He is writing at the awareness levels or initial stages of your brand, or patient he himself has used the brand with the help of the Google or with the help of his relatives or friends. He is using your brand, and then he is coming to the doctor and presenting these are the symptoms which I've experienced. I've taken this particular brand. That's why he is writing. The doctor is continuing your brand. It means that your patient is influencing the doctor to write your brand. So, or the doctor he himself is selecting your brand. How you are getting your business? You have to understand this. At what stage, where the customer is using your brand, in the initial stages, or in the later stages, or in the middle stages, where your customer is writing your particular brand. So this is what the slide which you have seen in the earlier. So some of them
थोड़ी
mentioned.
देर का है अभी, आए तो सही.
So this is the slide which I've shown you in my earlier slide. So I feel that this is a wrong thing if the customer journey mapping. Okay, so you have to follow this way. First, you have for your customer is a stranger for your brand, so you have to go and promote your brand, and you have to make him available your brand in his counter as as a starter, and he uses your samples in couple of the patients, and he evaluates your brand. Okay, and he feel likes your brand on your offerings and whatever it is. He regularly buys your brand, and over a period of time he becomes a loyal prescriber of your brand. Okay, this is what typically the customer journey mapping should be, and everyone aspires to be of a my customer should be a loyal prescribers. Loyal prescribers is nothing but it generally becomes a textbook brand, or your doctors are advocating other his peers to write your brand. It's something like that. So if you can see in, if you go to any medical shop, you see many of the brands like Cobadex from GSK. In each and every medical shop, you have this particular brand, Cobadex. So likewise, A to Z from Alchem. So this particular brand is available in each and every shop. At least one strip or one box will be definitely there in the particular customer counter. So that's how it was done by our earlier brand managers or the marketing people who have built like that, and that's why without promoting, I feel that these companies must not promoting this particular Covadex brand or A to Z brand. Maybe it is a non-promotional brand and showing the brand to the customer. This is available with us. So example, how do we drive usage among a loyal customers? This may be the key issue for your brand. You are having some customers, loyal customers you have. How can you improve the share from these loyal customers? Maybe doctor is writing one of you have four different products under one brand. So doctor is writing only the particular brand. You can try to give other product offerings with in different indications, or you have to offer something and you have to create your very special, that loyal customer is very special customer to you. The customer should feel that, and he should try this your particular product and more patients, and he should advocate your brand to various other peers. So this may be your strategy which you have to go ahead for your loyal customers. So we are coming to an end of our presentation. What do we need to do? Okay, I have an excellent plan. I have executed. This is the strategy. I've identified this is the key issue, and identified this is the strategy which I wanted to make. Okay, how you wanted to execute and measure your brand growth, or your strategy is good or bad? You have to understand. Without understanding, we may not be growing our brand. So marketing execution must impact the customers in a way that puts your brand in a stronger business proposition. I don't say that whatever the activity you are doing, it need not necessarily to bring the sales. Okay, don't do activities or campaigns only get the business, but there are, it's like you should make, if you're planning one particular campaign, it should make your sales force should be comfortable in talking about your brand. It should, in some or the other way, it should help your field force. So whatever you are doing, build your marketing execution around the customer buying map. So this is the typical customer buying map, which you can see: awareness, research, evaluation, comparison, conversion, and retention of your whatever section where your brand is really. So accordingly, you have to design your marketing campaigns and activities. Strategically focus your brand's marketing activities by prioritizing what will have the biggest return of investment or effort. Okay, so if you are doing some activity, whether it is a small activity or a big activity, and it requires some efforts, if it is, even if it is not giving you a return on investment, at least it should make a return on efforts. So for this, I would like to tell only one thing, that make one BCG kind of matrix, and on the left side you plot the implementation, and on the bottom you mention the business. Small gain, if I do this particular campaign or activity, I gain small or a little big. You understand this, and just understand in which of this grid your brand is going in, or your campaign is going in. So if your campaign is easy, your activity is easy and have a small gains, you should definitely do that activity and brainstorm the ways to make these ideas even bigger. If the activity is easy and you are having some gains, make the activity, go ahead with that activity and make the plans little bigger. How can you make this big? If the implementation level is difficult and the gains are small, okay, just drop that activity. Your field force is not going to listen about the activity, and they don't give. Ultimately, your efforts will be wasted if you even if you push the activity. If the activity is difficult and you are having only small gains, just drop the activity. And the activity is easy and business gains are also very high. Big win, easy to do. Just do it without any giving any second thought. And also try to scale up the activities. If you are doing that for 1,000 customers, just try to scale up to 2,000 customer or 3,000 customer or whatever it may be. So if it is easy a campaign or implementation is easy and your business gains are high, just do that activity. And your implementation is difficult and your gains may be good, just brainstorm with the other colleagues or with the field force or your known people and understand how can you make this campaign little easier, so that you can get good gains out of this activity. Okay, this is what the typical box you can understand and make if you do any particular campaign, so that you will come to a fair idea whether to do this activity or to drop this activity. Just understand that. So after arriving this in typically like our training teams do know. So like one pager ready reckoner for the brands or the divisional brands. You should able to make this small kind of one pager brand plan after doing all these things. So whatever we discussed, lot of deep diving should happen to understand with various analytics and metrics. This is the outline or the very basic things which we have discussed in our current brand plan, whatever we discussion. So initially I've opened my presentation with three questions: what is brand, what is branding, and what is marketing. So brand is nothing but the definition of the Philip Kotler, nothing else. Brand is something term for your product. That's it. nothing else. Facebook is a brand, but they have multiple offerings. So branding is how you would like to show your brand to the customers. What is the identity of your brand in the customer's mind? That is called branding. And marketing is whole lot of things. Your ideas or plans or your execution, what is your tactics or your strategy, all the things comes in the marketing. Whatever you are doing for your brand, starting from 9 o'clock to till 24 bar 7 and 365 days, it's about marketing. So marketing, branding is one of the part of marketing, but both are not same. So just I would like to conclude my session with whatever you are doing, do it with passion or don't do it at all. Just don't do anything just for the sake of doing something or to satisfy something to the field force or your management or something. Just whatever you are doing, do it with passion or just don't do it at all. So with this, I would like to pause my presentation and I would like to say thank you for each and everyone for patient hearing of your presentation. I hope you liked the session and you got some insightful thoughts. Just leave your feedback or anything in the comment box so that we can understand about that. Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah, Venu, thank you so much. And I'm sorry, I think there was some issues from my side. Uh, yes, some disturbance was called because there was some net issues from my side, and I think my system was not on mute. But
Yeah.
overall, I can have a look from the comment section. A lot of people have appreciated your session. So if there's any question for any brand plan, please ask, and we'll be happy to answer those queries. Arjun says, big thank you, Arjun. Good learning experience. Says Nitin. Any questions, audience? Please, you can all get in touch with Venu on our on his Facebook account. Is there with the name of Gopal K, and you can get in touch with him. Any questions, please? I hope that all those brand professionals who have joined us today, they must have come to know about certain new parameters and what should be the thinking basically beyond how to prepare a brand plan. That is what Venu focused on in his presentation, and that is the most important thing. Venu, there is one question from Om Prakash.
Yeah, yeah.
Kindly give an example of insight from patient or consumer angle in pharmaceutical industry.
Okay. So if I understood correctly, you want the examples of from the patient's angle and customer's angle. Of course, it differs from the brand to brand. And needless to say, you have to ask the questions about your brand with the customer. It differs from brand to brand. Okay, it's not one size fits all. So I've just given examples of brand vision or mission from the company point of view, and this is the open forum where we should not discuss about other companies where we are working, and even our own brands we should not be discussing. So that's why I've given you some without the brand names. I've given you some examples of brand vision or the brand strategy or the key issues. So somebody is asking, will it be possible for definitely I will post in the group. Definitely we'll be sharing the slides, whatever we have prepared.
Rakesh is asking how to drive strategic imperatives.
So that is the thing, you have to deep dive whatever the strategy you have designed. It is always should accompany with your tactics. That is what you call about your strategic imperatives. So you have to focus. Ultimately, I've shown you in my earlier slide, whatever you are doing, just draw this grid and understand for each and every strategic imperative. Understand if you are giving a one, let's say LVL or some reprint, it is very easy to print some reprints. But whether it is giving a gain to your field force or you are getting something out of it, maybe name or maybe something, you are gaining something, just draw this and you will understand whether to go ahead with that campaign or activity or not. So can you play Hemant Varsha Chandwani? So can you please explain communication objective and promotional objective? So communication objective should be how you want to drive your brand. That is the first thing. How you want to position your brand in the customer's mind. That is the second thing. With this, what is the company's objective or the idea about your brand? What your organization is wanted to do with your brand? It is just one of the Me Too brand wanted to make some money out of your brand for P&L, or they wanted to make some difference with your brand. So I don't say that every company focuses on each and every brand. Maybe in one division your focus brands, maybe 150 crore division or 200 crore division, your focus brands maybe one or two brands or maximum three brands, not more than that. Otherwise your field also cannot concentrate on brand building, and your company or your division or sales also cannot drive more brands. Okay, that is what I wanted to say about the communication objective and promotional objective. So you did complete justice to the topic and probably the last time session start with the insight for brand target for the next year. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you, Arjun Mishra. Narayan Nath Naru. Mr. Venu, can you mention an examples on the strategy which can transfer the prescribing interest of the loyal customer like the KOL to other KOLs or their colleagues in BCG? Where do you put those strategies that focus on spread of mouth? So Narayan, if I understand this question correctly, so I would like to understand your, I mean, I would like to answer your question. Let's say one of the big companies in the pharmaceutical industry, I say USV is there. You all must be knowing the brand Glycomet GP. The Glycomet, the brand name of Glycomet itself is 800 crores. Maybe Glycomet GP is the number one and number two brand in the pharmaceutical industry. GP is a glimepiride metformin combination. They have a hell lot of ranges, starting from 0.5 mg of glimepiride and metformin 250 mg to glimepiride 8 mg to metformin 1000 mg. So about 10 12 SKUs were there for the only particular brand. Okay, apart from that they have other brands like Glycomet and Glycomet Trio. All the Glycomet name itself is close to around 800 crores. So what they are particularly doing is, apart from your field force, apart from your marketing force, they have a dedicated team which is headed by one of the big person in the industry. That particular team focuses on the KOLs only, nothing else. So it's for a big brand. Okay, so like how you can start communicating with your KOLs from your end. If you are having handling a small brand, you handle the big KOLs or just regularly correspond through mails, WhatsApps, or discuss and regular field works. You uh, maintain the good relationship with the KOLs. So understand what is their needs, and of course in BCG matrix. So it depends on spread of mouth. It's all it's a simple thing. So as I see the other question, what will be the ideal strategy and process for a new brand launch? So it's totally, Rakesh, it depends on which molecule you are launching and which segment you are launching. You are launching your brand in a very overcrowded market, or it is a unique brand you are launching. It's all depends, all the strategy depends upon which molecule you are launching, what are your his the molecule's benefits or offerings. So it's all depend on that particular, the, as I said in my earlier slide, one size doesn't fit all.
Any more questions? Anyone?
Jwalant, as I see your question, how budget will be decided for the new launch? So it depends upon your company's priority of your brand. So there is no specific thing. If your brand is a very important brand of your division and the company, so definitely organization will allot you the maximum budgets. So at the initial stages, your brand is going to make some difference to the organization. No organization will think about the budget. Whatever the extent they wanted to give, they can give. Shosho one, can you throw some lights on brand launch campaigns? It's the same thing. So it depends on the which area you are operating, and of course now the digital is the era. So you can start sending the WhatsApp communications to doctors or emails or SMS campaigns. So you can do about the something to consider about the digital initiatives if you are launching in this particular era of the COVID period, definitely. And if you are having some FMCG kind of product, you can see for your uh, ads in the TV channels or radios, whatever it is, the communication. So it's in this particular era of COVID, the brand launch is all about the virtual. So as a brand manager, as a marketing person, we have to drive the brand in the initial stages, especially in this COVID period. Otherwise, if you are not able to make good noise in the initial days, definitely the brand will be a, I don't say it's a failure, but you have to drive the brand from the head office itself. Of course, whatever you are doing, the head office itself, I'm telling that it's not about you have to promote, you have to show the visitors, but you have to help your field force in generating the sales for your new brand. You have to use your field force. So Rakesh, already we discussed this in the initial just now. Someone has mentioned about the new launch. Mr. Narayan Nath Naru is asking about, sir, can you please discuss the aspects of pre-brand launch strategies of a new research molecules? So definitely a research molecule is going to difference in the for the patients and the doctors treatment patterns. Definitely you have to identify the right customer or right specialty to promote your brand, and you have to provide a lot of western studies, not Asian studies. In our India, as Indian scenario, doctors opt more of western studies more than Asian studies. That you have to keep in your mind. So if it is an Asian molecule, you have to work hard. If it is a western molecule, so you have to just support the brand with very good research what has happened in the research, what is the patient population, what the science behind the molecule. We have to promote that doctor selection, speciality, and everything. Jwalantini ratio should keep in mind there for return, budget or target as having a portfolio. Return, if I understood correctly, Jwalant, you're asking about ROI. So as I said in my earlier says, as a marketing person, uh, always you should not do any activity just for the sake of to get the sales. It should make the sales force feel better, or sales transaction should be smoother with your campaign. So that you have to see, even if you are not getting the business out of your campaign, you can tell your representative about the return of your efforts. Your efforts were declared with this particular brand. So thank you very much, guys, for your comments and questions about the topic. If you are anything else, you can get in touch with my WhatsApp in our WhatsApp group, and you can come in contact with my Facebook profile. You can connect with me anytime. I'll share the slide to Rajni, so he will be posting in the your relevant email IDs or Facebook in our WhatsApp groups. So I think we are at the end of our session, Rajneesh. So I think it's good. Very nice
Right,
interaction
right,
with each and
right, right, Venu.
everyone.
Thank you. Yes, right, Venu. Thank you. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot. And wonderful session as always, Venu, as always. And I think now we know the secret that why you always win the best brand plan award, right? And
It's all about the team efforts we put. Actually, I'm the face of that presentation.
sure, sure. And right, thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll be in touch with for your insight. Shraddha is asking, can you share your LinkedIn profile? Yes, Shraddha, you can follow Venu. Is there on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You can follow him with he's there with the name of Venu Gopal K. Venu Gopal K. You can see he works for Micro Labs, and you can search for him there. Thank you everyone who has joined us. We'll end this session now, and thank you Venu once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.